Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of r/AITA. In today's episode, AITA for charging someone more than usual for cupcakes and saying I'm not running a charity? AITA for making my husband change his custody agreement? AITA for being furious at my ultra-traditional mother for almost feeding my baby a salad? Before we get started, make sure to subscribe so you will never miss a video. So let's get started. AITA for charging someone more than usual for cupcakes and saying I'm not running a charity? I, 26, have a small business baking cakes and cupcakes. It's not my primary job. My customers are mostly family and friends, but it's something I'm good at and enjoy doing. It depends on the size, but since I can't do commercial quantities, my time frame to place orders is at least 2 weeks in advance. So, a couple weeks ago, a mutual friend, Liv, 29, reached out asking if I could make some cupcakes for her daughter's 3rd birthday. She gave an outline of what she wanted, and it's something I can do, so I said sure. Difference is she wanted them in a week. Liv said there's a lot going on for her right now and she decided to give her daughter a surprise and doesn't have time to make cupcakes too, so the late order. I had spare time that week, so I said I could make them. The cost I gave her was more than what I'd normally charge, but Liv started saying how it's too much and if I could bring it down. I said no, because this is a late order. She made some excuse about how she understands that and she's happy to pay more, but not this much. Liv kept insisting, so I got kind of annoyed and told her I'm not running a charity, she can afford it. If she can't, she doesn't have to order from me. Liv gave a pretty snarky reply to that, got pissed. Didn't end up placing an order. I then saw from a friend's Insta she made some posts on her stories, which I'll admit irked me. I do have a couple people telling me I was way upcharging and was rude to her in my replies. I don't think I was, so AITA? Why AITA based on your comment clarifying that you doubled the price? That's much different than charging more because it's a late order. If you had time, why would the price be double? And she can afford it is a terrible and rude reason. Not to mention, reminding her you aren't running a charity would have made a lot more sense if she was asking for free or discounted cupcakes. But no one asked for that. If you didn't want to make the cupcakes, just say that. Raising the price is how you say I don't want to make the cupcakes. I'm a corporate IT guy, have been for decades. You want me to fix your home network? My price is 5x my hourly income, which is already not low. Because I don't want to do it. I've had rich neighbors pay me anyway, and I did it. Welcome to how the world works. You're not the asshole for putting on a surcharge for a late order. But just as you are well within your rights as a business owner to set your prices, including surcharges on late orders, she is perfectly within her rights as a customer to negotiate the price. She was not an asshole when she asked you, seemingly quite politely from what you've written, if you could bring down the price. You could have negotiated for a compromised price, or just told her you need to stick to your set price list, including uncharges for late orders, and if she didn't want to pay it she could order elsewhere. YTA for telling her that you're not running a charity and that she can afford it. OP said no and the other lady kept insisting. Maybe the other person could learn how to accept no for an answer? YTA. Price is irrelevant to me. Double seems gougy, so maybe double YTA. But terrible customer service. There is no reason for this to have escalated to snarky comments. You have a right to set your prices, and she has a right to ask for a discount. You don't have to lower your prices, but a simple I'm sorry, but unfortunately these are the prices that I need to have for my business. If you need cupcakes for less, maybe check out some other options? Would be better. You essentially called her a charity case. And now she's sharing that experience, which is what people do when they deal with snarky business owners. And all of this could have been avoided if you had some EQ and chosen better communication. This should have more upvotes. People negotiate all the time. Of course, friends should not get a discount, but doubling a price for a mutual friend? Nasty work. Hang on, you have commented you doubled your normal charge. AITA a rush fee for something that costs $40 to $45 I would expect to maybe, and this is pushing it, go to $60 to $65. Size and quality is a factor, but $40 for 12 cupcakes is already really pricey, but to double is absurd. Absurd pricing doesn't make her an AH. It makes her expensive. She didn't force anyone to buy her cupcakes. A rush fee can be up to 100% of the standard rate in the hospitality industry. If you don't think it's worth it, don't buy it. That's her prerogative. That's the client's prerogative. She is definitely NTA. NAH. All the entitlement in the replies. You all need to remember no one forced her to use OP as their baker. If the quoted price is too high, they can just take their business elsewhere. They are cupcakes, not some essential life-supporting need. OP, you are the only one who can decide how much your time is worth. People are free to agree and pay or disagree and not use your service. She can go to any bakery or grocery store and pick up basic cupcakes. If she wanted something from you, then we have to assume she wanted something fancy, and with half your usual lead time, well then she can pay a fancy price. If Liv doesn't want to pay OP, then Liv is free to investigate the wonders of box mix and canned icing, and then Viola cupcakes. She has options. OP isn't the only place in the whole wide world cupcakes come from. NTA. Info: how much extra were you charging? Typically there should be a rush fee, but if people are telling you that you were way overcharging, then maybe it was too much. NTA. I'm a baker too, and if people demand a late order and I have to work twice as hard to give it to them, I charge them twice as much. My time is worth it. I was gonna say no, but then I saw how much extra you're trying to charge. YTA. Those cupcakes better be able to tap dance for $85 for a child's party. What is happening in this post? Why can't OP charge what they want for their own cupcakes? If they're too expensive for a child's party, buy some cheap store-bought ones. $2.50 a piece is a reasonable price for 40 handmade custom cupcakes. Prices of butter, sugar, flour, and eggs are twice what they used to be. I made a lemon cake for my clients this past weekend, and it cost me close to $30 in ingredients alone. NTA. Charge what you charge. If they don't like it, they can take their business somewhere else. AITA for making my husband change his custody agreement? Yes, I'm an evil stepmom. Judge accordingly. My 38F husband, 40M, and I have 4 girls H1, 14, H2, 12, M1, 10, and O2. We've been married for 6 years. While we are a blended family, all of our daughters are, well, ours. The issue comes in with my husband's ex, J, 38F. She chooses not to drive, not a medical issue or disability, so transporting our oldest 2 always falls on my husband or I. This means all doctor appointments, school events, extracurriculars. Everything. In November, we got a call from the principal that H1 and H2 were missing a lot of school, and their attendance would need to improve after winter break to avoid summer school. We talked with girls, who said that if they missed the bus, they missed school because Jade didn't have a way to get them there. So my husband started driving them every day. It worked for a while, but the girls complained about waking up even earlier, since Hubs has work. It also meant I was left trying to get M and O out the door myself before getting to work. Starting January through March, I noted every time my husband needed to do something for his girls on Jay's time, and how long it took. I also factored in time my husband lost time due to Jay not driving, like needing them home by 8 instead of picking them up at 8. At the beginning of April, I sat him down and showed him my data. Over 3 months, we ended up with his girls nearly 70% of the time. I also showed him how the current schedule was impacting our life together. This may be why I'm the AH. Hubs asked what I thought we should do. I told him it was obvious that we should petition to change custody so we had them more regularly. I pointed out that we had them 3 nights/week minimum already, and saw them for dance and softball and most weekends. It made sense to switch the custody agreement so that he wasn't paying CS for time that we had the kids. I also brought up we live in a better school district, and H1 would be starting high school in the fall. She's such a brilliant girl, I think being in our district would help her tremendously. Well, today the custody agreement was settled. It flipped so we have them 6 days/every other, and Jay has them 1 day/every other. The girls gotta have a say, and both want to live with us. After meeting with the judge, Jay pulled me aside and told me I was hateful, that I was stealing her children away, that I was flaunting my privilege, and I was basically robbing her. I didn't say anything, but I'm still upset and wondering if I should have left it alone. So, AITA? NTA. Y'all were doing that much driving anyway. The 2 older kids verbalized what they wanted, and now everyone, minus the ex-wife, is happy. It's one thing to choose not to drive, it's another to not have reliable transportation when you have children. Good for you guys. When your kids are in high school, the only time you see them is when you are their taxi service until they are able to drive themselves. Between school functions, sports, friends, work, etc., teens are hardly ever home. Right. She could take a taxi or the public bus with them. Keeping them home from school is unacceptable, and when frequent it is neglect. NTA. Jay pulled me aside and told me I was hateful, that I was stealing her children away, that I was flaunting my privilege, and I was basically robbing her. She's just upset that her monthly pot of money is going away. You did the right thing. The girls are old enough to tell the court where they want to live, which was with Hubs/you. Concentrate on taking care of those girls and giving them the best life you can. Hugs. Being late for the bus constantly is BS too. Get the kids out of the house 10 minutes, or whatever, earlier. Biomom was not doing right by the kids. Changing custody that much via the court over Biomom's objection doesn't happen without good reason. NTA. You're far from an evil stepmother, you're a great one. Evil stepmothers want less time with the kids, not more time with the kids. NTA not evil. NTA. The judge asked the kids what they wanted, and the custody agreement reflects what the kids want. NTA. Not just inconveniencing and controlling everyone, but the ex was causing the kids to be truant due to her own very preventable negligence. It would be been a huge disservice to the family for a court to allow the current arrangement to continue. The ex is angry because her unearned child support cash is getting cut off. By the way, you sound like a fantastic stepmom. My husband's ex tried to do this, wanted us to take the kiddo full-time for a few months, but wanted to keep up the child support payments to her anyway. Hahaha, people are funny. NTA. Jay wanted it both ways. She was inconveniencing everyone around her due to her personal choice. This makes more sense for everyone, especially the kids. NTA. Nothing you did was malicious. It was in the best interest of the children, his, yours, and shared. The ex can choose not to drive, but it is up to her to arrange transportation when the kids are with her. Not rely on her ex-husband to do everything. And there is no excuse for not getting them to school. NTA. If Jay can't drive, she needs to come up with other solutions. Public transport, taxis, walking, riding bikes, asking friends and family, carpool she contributes gas money to. Or even changing her decision not to drive if there's not a trauma or deep fear-based reason for the decision. So many options. Letting her kids miss school is not one of those options. Also, the girls are old enough to clearly state what they want. If they want to live with you, they should. NTA. Especially since the girls got a say in it and wanted to stay with you guys. You did the right thing, Imo. It says a lot that the kids were happy to move to yours for most of the time over their being with their mother. Do they not have a good relationship with her? They do. But I'm a much more gentle parent than she is. I don't yell. My dad was a yeller and it made me feel so small. And they're good girls, all of them, even when they test my patience, lol. There's no need to yell. H1 frequently asks her dad, why is mommy always angry? And it breaks my heart. All of them love art. Jay doesn't like mess, so they don't really get to do any painting at her place, something they so enjoy. My husband was working late one night, so I went to Dollar Tree, bought like 6 plastic shower curtains and a ton of those white ceramic figures and some cheap canvases, rolled it all out on the living room floor and put on Frozen. AITA for being furious at my ultra-traditional mother for almost feeding my baby a solid? We have a newborn who is too young to have anything other than milk. My deeply religious mother, who was born and raised in India, wanted to feed a morsel of a religious offering to the baby. The nearest equivalent would be body of Christ. The offering was made of flour, sugar, butter, and water. My mother was told several times not to feed the baby. She eventually just put the food to my baby's lips as a compromise that we didn't okay. I blew up at her saying that she put my baby's health at risk and it's incredibly disrespectful. Her reply, as well as several other relatives since, was that she didn't actually feed the baby and this is a centuries-old tradition and I'm massively overreacting and being an asshole towards my great mother who is trying to bless the baby. Am I the asshole for setting a boundary, or am I being an overprotective first-time parent? NTA. Your child is your responsibility, not hers. If you don't want her to give her solid food or even have it near her mouth, you're more than justified. Also, she went around you to try to fulfill her religious beliefs. There's no problem with being religious, but like the Catholic Church showed us, that doesn't allow you to shove things in a child's mouth. NTA. My mother was told several times not to feed the baby. She refused to listen to you. This is a centuries-old tradition and I'm massively overreacting and being an asshole towards my great mother. No. She's not great and tradition is no excuse. Really, the bottom line is you said no and mother did what she wanted anyway. She undermined you as a parent. NTA, and nip that in the bud now. I just looked up Annaprashana, the first time a baby eats solid food. Most notably, I saw this. According to the Hindu scriptures, the Annaprashana ceremony must not be performed for a child younger than 4 months or even after the completion of his first year. NTA. Your mother pushed that boundary on purpose, and I think you're within your rights to be angry. It's like on a road trip when my older brother would almost touch me with his finger, and I'd ask him to stop, but he'd say, "I'm not touching you." Your mother didn't put food in your baby's mouth, but she was being disrespectful and rude. NTA. It doesn't matter if she actually fed the baby the food or not. You are the mother and you said no, or at least did not say yes. That means that she does not do it. The parents are the final authority for the child. So the issue is not if she actually fed the baby or not, the issue is that she deliberately ignored your authority as the parent because of her religious fervor. That's the ultimate problem with Indian parents. They are the ultimate authority to their kids, even in adulthood. Hence, grandparents have authority over parents, their children. OP appears to be the dad, but I agree with you. NTA. Stand your ground on this. There's a reason why we aren't supposed to feed newborns anything but breast milk, not even water. For literally the first 4 to 6 months, breast milk is complete nutrition for a baby, including hydration needs. Blessing the baby for a religious ceremony or holiday is perfectly fine, but they don't need to be fed the offering in order to be blessed. Put the food to my baby's lips. She didn't almost feed your baby a solid as your title suggests. She touched the morsel to the baby's lips. If you were simply objecting here because she overrode your demands about this, that would be one thing. You're acting like she caused the baby nutritional or gastrointestinal harm, and that's ridiculous. Nah. But you need to throttle down some. That's the G-mom's story, that she wasn't going to feed it to the baby. She is only covering her ass because she got caught. If the baby's mom says no, then it's no. Don't try to rationalize the G-mom's actions. Her baby. When she says no, that should be the end of it. If you made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and we will see you in the next video.